Michael started with, or ended last week with a flurry and started this week with a bang. How good is this to, I guess, see that momentum sort of flowing week on week and get the results you did today?
Yeah, I think we've, probably each week, just feeling the power of our contest again. A few weeks back, and some of the pressure we've been able to get on the ball. A couple of weeks back, that sort of you start to get a really clear picture of what that looks like. End of the game last week, you start to see the scoreboard, the power of our plays and finishing our plays, and the style of footy that we want to be able to play. And you're probably not seeing it for the entirety of the game, but you're seeing it for patches. That means it gives you confidence you move in the right direction. And then obviously today, for large parts of the game, we're able to get what we want. It's been a little while since we've probably dominated supply, and so to be able to get the territory in the game that we needed, and obviously more importantly, get the scoreboard ticking over, and was a huge plus out of the game. So it feels like every time we've stepped in to a game where it's been, some of the opposition that we've played have been pretty good over the last month in particular. But to be able to sort of see those components and then see individuals who are also, having highlights in their game, whether it's our younger players, whether it's our leaders that are leading. We sat in here and said we're going to play out the season strong, and that's what we're doing. So I can't fault the boys the way they've been able to approach it.
Sam Walsh's return probably would have helped things as well. How did you see him slotting back in after 10 weeks out and to have the game he did? Yeah,
I mean, it shows you good players help. You don't have them for a while, and then you sort of see the difference they make in your system. Walshy we've missed, Harry we've missed. He comes out and does what he does. He's our transition mid. He's the one that gets from inside to out better than anyone. Also got a key forward down there that we haven't seen for a lot of the year, and kicked 7 goals as a key focal point. So good players help. And to have those two in great form was particularly out today, and Warper's return was really important to us.
Was there a conscious effort to move the ball quickly, or was that just a reflection of the dominance you had early in terms of possession?
No, I think it's more just playing what you see in front of us. I mean, quickness hasn't really been our issue over the course of the year. So our finish has, and how we finish our plays, and we've gone to work on that pretty hard. And not all of it's clicked in place the way we wanted it to, or as quick as we wanted it to. But to sort of see the transfer now, starting to see some of that transfer and some better entries, quality entries, and we're finishing our play. So, in any game style you play, that's important. And so we've been able to finish that, and we're able to get the supply we wanted, and it just puts an opposition under tension, and forces them to do things maybe that they don't want to do, and we can capitalise on those errors.
I guess Cooper Lauder as well, just another play, finished the game with a head knock, just a concussion there. But how have you seen him? Obviously had the job on Noah Anderson last week, and then this week got another lesson, I guess, with one of the best in the business in Zach Butters.
Yeah, he's a great player, Butters. He's he's there. He's a very, very important player too. He energises them. He's their fire starter. I mean, what can you say about him? He's just a great player. So the opportunity for Cooper to be able to come in, and very diligent young man. I think I've spoken too highly of him last week, but he's a pro. He's going to get everything out of himself in his career, whatever that looks like. So, similar to your own journey, you sort of go and learn on good players, and he'll learn a lot over this last 3 or 4 weeks. He's banked 21 games, 22 games across the season. Unfortunately, missed the next one, but that's just such a valuable body of work to have, to be able to give you the confidence that you belong. And he's proven that over the course of this year he belongs to an AFL footy, and hopefully he can impact for us in years to come.
How do you think Lockie can get the best out of Harry McKay, consistently for next season? He's had his issues this year, obviously, with knee and concussion. He's spoken about his mental health in the past. What's sort of the key to try and...
Well, he hasn't played, so it's, the first point is, obviously this year's been different to others. And I think we sort of forget with Harry, he's leading our best and fairest, I think, by about round 9, round 10 last year. So, he's been in solid patches of form, but he's a difference maker for us. Your best players have got to be. And, and that's, at the moment, I think we're seeing a really good version of Harry. And, I think if I look across the whole team, the selfless nature in which we're playing, they're feeling that again, and where that's a shot selection and putting people in different, in better positions, where that's rewarding the runners that are there, where that's support runs and finishing plays like Matty Carroll did, deep into the fourth quarter, whether it's Mott's that's pressuring right to the end through the last quarter. We're sort of seeing those real sort of selfless nature in the way that we're playing, and so you're always trying to do that, but there's also sometimes the momentum and the feel and the selfless nature where you play is sort of it becomes contagious, and they're feeding off each other at the moment, which is pleasing to see.
You talk about difference makers there. The midfield one, I think it was 19-8 centre clearances, and Tom was on fire in there, and how did you assess his game as well as the other mids?
Oh, really strong. I mean, Tom's strength has always been his follow up. He gets his hands dirty on the floor, and having him to be able to do that has been a plus for us. Obviously he's played a fair bit forward. Probably had to through personnel that we're sort of missing, that had to spend a bit of time there. But we're always been pretty clear what he offers us there. So, but the midfield was particularly impressive. They've got a good midfield. I know there's Vaughan Francis is missing out of there, but they've got a very powerful midfield, so you have to manage that, and they're always a threat. So to get that sort of dominance and that territory supply from that one source was obviously important in the game.
Is the spread of goal kickers today something you're pretty pleased with? Obviously, Harry took the lion's share with 7, but you had quite a number of individual goal kickers among that mix too. Yeah,
we did. Cripper I think kicked a couple. I think when mids start joining in, that's always a good thing. And Walsh didn't convert his opportunities, but he's getting shots on goal as well. So when your mids start joining in, that's always important. It's not one particular thing. There's a lot of things that got to come together for that to happen. But small forwards kicking goals, midfielders kicking goals, sharing the load amongst our tools. So it's just a better version. Ideally that's what you're always trying to achieve. You're not trying not to do it. But I think that as over the course of the last month in particular, starting to grow confidence in each other, and individual players are just playing better, so they're making larger contributions.
What do you want to see out of the group next week?
We're going to finish the season and finish strong. I mean, it's our last home game. Our supporters have gone the journey with us. Extremely grateful for that. We've had some lean times. At various stages throughout the season. I just really grateful that they've stuck with us, and they're sort of seeing the emergence of some younger players that have come in, and they've energised us in behind that. You hear the stadium tonight. You think it was round 2. Just being able to with every goals they're getting behind us, which is really pleased about. And obviously next week we just want to finish off the season strong. There's no guarantees, but there's always something that we can continue to improve, and every game we play is valuable. You don't, as I've said this before, you don't wish games away. You don't, because when you're in, you wish you were there. So we're going to continue to do that, and I reckon the leaders are leading that very, very well right now.
On Tom and the midfield performance and his performance as a whole, and how uplifting that game was, how much do you hope that performances like that weigh on players in terms of what you can achieve next year?
There's a body of work in all those sorts of things that go into it. I think that's just it's a moment. But we've been pretty firm and steadfast on that we want to finish out this year, and we just want to be present with each other and have a bit of fun in this back end of the year when it's been tough. So we're just going to make sure that we enjoy each other's company. We're going to stay really present with each other, and we're going to finish out the game and the season as strong as we can.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.